What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more. Furthermore, diving into today's episode, there's going to be a few key concepts that we are going to be talking about. Obviously, as you guys saw in the title, Litecoin explosion coming, must-know information that we need to discuss, as well as discussing a very interesting Bitcoin ransom 9/11 note, crazy mysterious information that is quite interesting in my opinion. So I do recommend you stick around for that, as well as the technical analysis at the end of today's video. Otherwise, let's jump into the episode. So before we begin the article about the 9/11 crypto mystery, I do want to just look at the coin market cap really quick first, and then we'll dive into that article. So basically, I'm on the coin market cap, and everything's in green. Things are in green. Things are moving beautifully. Market cap is 132.9, so almost 133 billion. That's pretty much about a $1 to $2 billion increase from yesterday. 24-hour volume is actually gaining too. We were at around 14 to 15 billion yesterday. Now we're at 17, so about a 2 to 3 billion jump in 24-hour volume, which is also nice. Bitcoin dominance is receding lower, not really down by much, by maybe 0.3 or 0.4%. But truly what it's showing is that markets are rising. Markets are moving back upwards, not by much, but it is moving upwards. And I would like to discuss the potential for that Litecoin explosion to happen in the middle of today's video. So moving down, top 10 coins are all in green, and if you did notice, hopefully you did, the number 7 coin is Litecoin, and Litecoin is up 10% today. Out of all the coins, number 7, Litecoin, is the top gainer in the top 10 cryptos, up 10% when the market is barely up like 2 to 3%. Bitcoin, which is still having issues breaking that $4,000 barrier, is up 1.4%. Ethereum, which I told you guys is the underdog that I've been making money off of, hopefully you guys are too, is up at $158, up 4%, nearing that $160 resistance. Moving down, obviously Litecoin at 35.40, up quite a bit, like I called in yesterday's video that you guys discussed, is up 10.18%. And then we also see, the rest of the market is up quite a bit, 6%, 4%, 1, 4. For the most part, the markets aren't green. There are very, very, very small coins or a very limited amount of coins that are up. That are down, and they're not really down by much, maybe less than a percent. But then we see Odom, which is up 45%. I'm gonna just go off on a limb and say that's probably the #1 gainer for today. Let's check it out. Yeah, Odom, Repo, Crypto.com. These are all newer coins coming to the market, which I haven't really seen, but Litecoin is 1, 2, 3, the 4th coin that's the top gainer for today. And then coins that are down, the most that we're down by is 7%, MobileGo, Chainlink, which were actually up quite a bit in the past, and they're now kind of consolidating and moving down farther. But for the most part, things are looking quite nicely for today. We're definitely seeing a lot of green across the board. Moving on to this very interesting, odd, mysterious, article, current events. And I actually I'm following Bitcoin Ben on Twitter, and he retweeted this. He tweeted this basically, and then I read it and I was like, what the heck? So I found an article, or the article, and I wanted to let you guys know, and I want you to hear your feedback on it in the comments, what you think. But Bitcoin ransom. Hacker group releases layer 1 of damaging 9/11 papers. Very interesting. There are a lot of conspiracies about 9/11, what actually happened, what didn't happen, what should have happened. A lot of people withholding information. And then a lot of documents were stolen. So there was a lot of controversy. I was quite young. I think maybe 3 years old when it happened. But, I grew up and I learned a lot about this. So basically it says a group going by the name of the Dark Overlord has been threatening to release 9/11's papers in lieu of Bitcoin ransom. They demand a huge sum of money in Bitcoin, 2 million to be exact. And they're actually saying that they're either going to release the documents if they don't, or you can, as the public, can buy the documents from them. It doesn't matter where they get the 2 mil from, but it was very weird. They said they raised, like I saw in Bitcoin Ben's article, it said like that they've grown like $20,000 of anonymous Bitcoin like sent to them, 20,000 already. So they released layer 1. They claim to have hacked several insurance companies with confidential information crucial to the 9/11 events. CCN reported on the group as Jimmy Aki wrote, the spokesperson of Hiscox Group gave confirmation of the hack, stating that hackers had been able to gain access to confidential files of a law firm that advised the company and had most likely gotten litigation files that were related to the terrorist attack. And then it says, consider our motivations. We're not inclined to leak the juiciest items until we're paid in full. However, in the interest of public awareness and transparency, we're officially announcing our tiered compensation plan. Below we'll announce the required costs to release each layer of damaging documents that are filmed. So basically, or that are filled with new truths never before seen. So basically, it's very weird, but they said like, they'll release these documents if you pay them, like the public. It's very interesting. Either the companies can pay them off and they'll hide it and they won't give it away, they won't give it up, or the public can pay them and then they will give it up. So it's very interesting, but it's like a win-win for them because they're making money either way. And it's also very odd too because, you know, I've been watching a heck of a lot of Criminal Minds lately, and one thing they talk about is like these are certain events that you don't want the media to get a hold of because these people are like narcissistic and they want the public to know. They like that gratification, they like the publicity, and this is exactly what we're giving them. And I'm at fault too. You know, by talking about this, I'm spreading light to over my 6,000 subscribers who are subscribed to me are now going to see this article, and they're going to see, you know, of this 9/11 hacker. So he's definitely getting what he wants, and it's very interesting. But I do want to bring it to your guys' attention that this crap does actually happen. It says there are various checkpoints along the way. Accordingly, since the public has contributed over 3 Bitcoins, a couple of checkpoints beyond layer 1 have already been reached and documents have been released. So yeah, I believe Bitcoin, let's just say 4, so 4, 8, 12, that is definitely above, you know, layer 1. So we're getting near layer 2. It'd be very interesting. I kind of want to know what those documents were that were released to the public. I don't know where they are. I'm going to try to look for them tonight, but 9/11 truth-seeking is still a big interest in American culture. Potentially hundreds of thousands of people do not believe that the official story. Like I said, the 9/11 papers are of interest to lots of groups. The terrorist attack in New York City and Washington, D.C. marked a turning point in American history. And I don't know, have you guys ever watched the conspiracy series with theories with the 9/11? Because and the I believe it was in Washington, D.C. they attacked the Pentagon, I'm 90% sure, and there was a lot of controversy as to why that was never filmed and whatnot. So it's definitely a very interesting controversy that's going around right now, and the fact that this is, you know, sparking interest to the public. They're actually sending them money to these hackers to get that information out. But it says previous to that, travel within and without the country was relatively easy. One can go to Canada or Mexico without a passport. TSA was established as a result of 9/11. Today, it costs absurd amounts in terms of productivity and time. Other changes like the U.S. Patriot Act, which allowed some warrantless wiretapping of U.S. citizens, followed. Yesterday, they announced the unlocking of Layer 1. Those with an interest can get a key to their Steemit blog. There we go. Those with an interest can get the key through their Steemit blog. They already have hundreds of followers, and many of their posts have been upvoted quite a lot. Some of their posts are less interesting, like this one, which one user described. This is celebrity garbage. Nobody gives 2 bits of shit about these people. I have no clue who any of them are. Bring in realness. I'm willing to wait and see, but dropping this is no way comparable to the Snowden's leaks as you claimed previously. At the point in history, it's hard to tell what impactful knowledge of 9/11 events would have on society. Arguably, by and a large, our institutions, people have adapted to the change in security culture. So yeah, such a very interesting thing. You know, I am curious, you know, to see what exactly happened then and what files they're withholding from the public. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that if it gains a little more traction and media. But moving on, guys, we're now looking at Litecoin. And as you guys can see, Litecoin is definitely making some gainers today. This past weekly candle, we've been up quite a bit. Candle ends tomorrow, though, so we'll see. Definitely broke the resistance at 33 that we've been having for quite quite some time now. You can see previously all the way back in May, we've had this resistance here too, where it took about 6 to 7 weeks of breaking it. And as you guys can see, I said similar, if history does repeat itself, we should see in about 6 to 7 weeks in this channel, since last time we could potentially break it. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a 6 candle. If you want to count that, 7, and we're finally breaking that. And more than likely, we're going to close above here and start next week's candle, which will be interesting too. But as you guys can see, we were pretty much bottomed out, oversold on the relative strength indicators for Litecoin's weekly, and we're slowly starting to retrace back up. I do think we bottomed out at 23 total, and I do think we're going to start to head up in a more positive light. Clearly, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of resistance and support. We're now looking at Litecoin on its daily, and you can see beautifully, clearly what it's trying to do, where it's going to go, what it's holding back. You can see a beautiful, clear support at 2280. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you want to drop it farther, 2250. And then you can also see a beautiful resistance, at around 3316, a very, very, very strong, beautiful resistance. So we kind of got trapped in this channel. We did break above the downtrend beautifully. So that's nice to see that we're, through that resistance, that downwards pressure has finally been broken, and it looks like it's trying to head up to its daily high-low MMA at around $41. So it's definitely possible that we could go there. Let's see what happens first. Either we reach 41 and then we pull back down, or we're going to probably pull back down around 39. So between 39 and 41, we're going to be nearing overbought on its daily, and then we're going to see some sort of retracement. But it'd be nice to see us break in between and use this as a support, the green band, and kind of hang out in this high-low MMA channel. But more than likely, we're going to start to see more resistance at the 41 and kind of play it off by that, and at least trade above the resistance that we've been using for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, almost 19 days, 20 days of resistance. We can actually use it as a support now. That was weird. Moving on to Bitcoin's weekly, looking at this from a broader standpoint, weekly is very overview, which is what we use. It's stronger information. The lines are a lot more firm, and they don't usually get broken as easily. So you can see we've had this huge downtrend. We said yesterday we do have a support at $3,000, and we have been beautifully bouncing off of that. I guess there is some sort of $4,000 resistance. I guess it's a mental one, because I'm really not seeing any resistance in the past at 4,000, which is telling. Well, actually, I lied. There is a small resistance. It's a new one, too. As you can see, as I zoom in, whoa, did not mean to do that. As I zoom in, you guys can see the $4,000 resistance is right about here. So basically, the tops right here, the tops of these candles where these wicks are, is $4,000. So I do think we should have no problem getting there. We are still below the downtrend, so I do think for the most part, if we do shoot up, that highest Bitcoin is going to go is around $5,300, $5,000 at best. I do think this downtrend is still going to hold fairly well. You can see it's had its 8-month, 9-month, 10-month, 11-month, 12-month resistance on the market, and I don't think it's going to be broken that easily anytime soon. So if we do manage to blow up and shoot up in volume and jump 2 grand, we're going to hit resistance at this downtrend. So I think the best thing that's going to happen is if we just consolidate out for the next couple of weeks and then retest the downtrend with a lot more support at 36, 3,000, and then break through that. That would be a lot nicer. That's where I would like to see it going. Lastly, Ethereum, or I guess second to last, Ethereum. Ethereum's looking quite nice too. You can see exactly the play that it had. Beautiful in my opinion. We were oversold on Ethereum's weekly, which is why we started to head back up. An easy call right there, an easy investment point. As soon as you saw us dipping into oversold, that's when you buy in. You can see that was the resistance there. We've even talked about it since here, and we knew that it was going to most definitely break down or break up. We invest if it breaks through. We wait for it to go lower or short it if it falls. That's what happened. We found our support at 80, and then we broke through the downtrend, which we tested once again. As you can see, we tracked it like this. We saw it break downwards. It fell. The price fell like this. We needed to consolidate out. That's what happened. It then retested the downtrend once again and broke through beautifully, and you could have doubled your money right there, turning 5 grand into 10 grand in 3 weeks. if you bought at 80 and you're selling right now at 155, 160. So beautiful, beautiful. We have plenty of potential to move higher. You know, we're probably going to get stuck in between this channel right here, but going at this rate, it's very possible that we could break through and continue to move upwards. I have the TD sequential here, which is another indicator I like to use, but we've closed our second candle and the third candle is starting. So I do think there is potential for, you know, a 1 to 4 candle run. Moving us up to around $200 is definitely a possibility. So expect one more candle of green potentially, and then seeing some sort of pullback, but plenty of room for Ethereum to grow higher. Moving on to XRP. XRP seems to be the outlier in today's video, trading sideways, not really seeing much movement at all. Still, you know, holding, you know, its price pretty firm. We're really looking for this currency to kind of break its pattern that it's had right now. Trading sideways, not really moving down, not really moving up, facing a lot of resistance at its high-low middle moving average. This green band on its daily is putting a lot of downwards pressure. So until we see some sort of move, that's when I can make the call. But I do think with this very low volume within XRP, we're going to see a very nice explosive move very soon. Can't really tell right now whether it's going to be up or down. There's too many you know, outliers. There's too much happening right now for me to call it, so I wouldn't suggest this being a good time to buy in if you wanted to swing trade. Otherwise, that's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, so giveaway will be then. Otherwise, if you're new to the channel, like I said, subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.